Hello and welcome back, everyone. Today we are finally going to be going over the 6 Sam list that has been appearing at my locals and topping every single time it has appeared. But first, I do want to go ahead and cover a couple events that are going to be coming up very soon at Collectible Exchange, as well as a future event for next year, early next year for Edison. Starting off the 22nd of October, we are going to be having a GOAT Switch tournament at Collectible Exchange, as well as a Edison PS5 and a Switch tournament on the 28th of October. Both of these events will be at the Fontana location in Southern California. Information will be in the description below, as well as any additional information that I will have will be put up on the screen right now. Again, that is the GOAT Switch tournament, the 22nd of October, and the Edison PS5 plus Switch tournament will be on the 28th of October. Now, for the future event that will be happening early next year on January the 13th, we are hosting a Edison 3v3. All right, once again, January 13th, we are hosting a Edison 3v3 at the Moreno Valley location where the RBET Moreno Valley was hosted. Right now, 2 prizings that I can definitely confirm we will have is first place will be receiving 3 Ulti Dads, and second place will be receiving 3 Ghost Black Rose Dragons. Those are currently the 2 confirmed prizings for first and second. We will be announcing third and fourth place later, as well as additional prizing after we reach a certain amount of teams. Additional information will be released over the coming months and weeks, and I will make sure to keep you all updated with the events. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the video. So for starters, the 6 Sam list is running 3 Grandmaster. I do not know personally whether or not people tend to run 2 or 3 of this card. I believe from my recollection, it is a 3 of in almost every single deck. If any of you run 2 or, maybe even less, please let me know down in the comments below. I actually kind of do maybe want to try out this deck, but any information you guys can go ahead and help me out with down below would definitely be appreciated. He is running the 3 Zanji, the 2 Iroh, the 1 Kaimon, and the 2 Yaichi. I believe this is all pretty standard. I do think that most lists might run 3 Iroh just because it's a 1700 beater, and it also pops face down, especially seen as in set pass is a pretty prevalent strategy in a lot of decks right now. Of course, the 1 Kaimon, that's almost in every single list. It's always a 1 of. You never really want to run more. It just doesn't feel that great. He is also running the 2 Hand of the 6 Samurai. This card is actually kind of cracked. I didn't realize actually how good this card was until I went against it a couple times and then realized, oh, I'm kind of just losing very hard right now, and it kind of sucks. So then he's also running 2 Spirit of the 6 Samurai. I have seen some lists only running maybe 1 of these. So when I asked him why he was running 2, he said he really did just want to see it and the ability to go ahead and draw an additional card whenever one of his monsters battles is actually very good. And if you can go ahead and get 2 of these down on 2 different monsters, then being able to just draw 2 in the battle phase is quite ridiculous if you ask me. Going into the spells and traps, he is running 3 6 Sam United. This card is absolutely cracked, as well as 3 Gateway of the Sixth. Once again, another just absolutely cracked card. There's a reason why these cards are very much limited later on, because they are just way too good. Think Black Whirlwind on like steroids. So now we're moving into a little bit of the spice. He is running 3-dimensional fissures. All right, this is a anti-meta 6 Sam deck. All right, anti-meta 6 Sam. As someone that utilizes the graveyard a lot, I tend to just lose very hard the second one of these comes out, because, you know, I play Quick Draw. I also play Blvd. My decks very much revolve. Oh, I also play Frogs. All my decks revolve around the graveyard. And if I lose Dice Roll and he activates one of these immediately and I just do not have the out, the game is pretty much scooped up right there, because 6Ms can get a lot of advantage very quickly. And if you're not able to meet that advantage head on, then you're definitely just going to go ahead and lose the game. He is running 3 upstarts. I, again, am not a huge fan of upstart. However, for his deck specifically, I do believe that it's actually really good in there, because you want to go ahead and cut down the amount of cards that you have in the deck, so that way you can go ahead and see more 6Ms. You can go ahead and see more of the powerful spell cards, and maybe even draw into a Dimensional Fissure and just get it out there early. He is running the 1 Typhoon, 1 Reinforcement, and then double Book of Moon to just go ahead and set something that's a problematic card, and then go ahead and pop it with Iroh. Now, for the traps, he is running the 1 Solemn and 2 Starlight Road. All right, I feel like this card, I want to say he's thinking of maybe bumping it up to 3. However, I do think 2 is perfect. It goes ahead and gives you great protection for the Dimensional Fissures to make sure they stick, and they go ahead and just make it very, very hard for your opponent to go ahead and clear your board with Torrentials or Mirror Forces or whatever, because once they see one, they're going to try and pop it, and then once they get rid of that one and you have the second one down there and they're not expecting the second, the game can go very badly for your opponent very quickly. He is running the 1 Mirror Force. He's running 2 Dimensional Prisons. I do think he was talking about maybe bumping this up to 3. I don't really know what else he would cut. Maybe he would cut an Upstart Goblin to go ahead and give him the 3rd D Prison. However, whenever he does update the list, I'll go ahead and update it on YouTube for you guys as well. He is running the double Bottomless, because Bottomless is just way too good of a card to just not run either in the main or the side. And he is also running the 1 Compulse. Compulse is just once again, a great card to go ahead and deal with anything problematic. Oh, your opponent summoned Absolute. Okay, I'm going to Compulse it. Oh, they summon Stardust. I'm going to Compulse it. Or they go ahead and summon Christia, or summon anything else that's possibly going to wipe your board or give you very harsh, hard problems. Just go ahead and send it back to the hand, and or send it back to the extra deck, and push on and move on and just win the game outright. Moving into the side, he is running the double DD Crow and double Cyber Dragon. DD Crow is, once again, one of the good staple cards to have in your side deck. It hits zombies. It's just a nice way to go ahead and deal with like quick draw decks or anything that runs Avarice, or maybe even Frogs. And then you also have the Cyber Dragon, one of the best, most powerful going second cards there is. Plus, it still shits on machines whenever they decide to go ahead and pop up at a locals. He is running 2 Smashing Ground. Smashing Ground is an absolute beast of a card. It's fantastic, non-targeting, so you can go ahead and clear out a lot of problematic cards. And it's a spell, so that means you can go ahead and activate on your turn the second you draw it. He is running the 1 My Body. This card I feel like probably should be used a little bit more in Edison, especially versus like Black Wings or like Hero Frogs, because it does deal with Absolute quite well. You do have the Twister. I don't really know what this is for. I feel like this is maybe to just go ahead and deal with like skill drains, or maybe oppressions. I think this might be one of the cards he's maybe cutting. I'm not entirely certain. And then for the other traps that are in the side deck, he's running double Shadow Imprisoning, double Light Imprisoning, double Master Restrict, and 1 additional Dust Tornado. This is self-explanatory for Black Wings as well as for zombies, Light Sworns, Christia Turbos, and all the likes. And then, you know, your Frog decks. I was recommending him to possibly go ahead and swap these out, maybe for Chain Disappearance, but that's also just because I feel like Chain Disappearance just does a little bit more versus like Frogs or like a lot of those decks that kind of just spam out a bunch of like low attack monsters, and then it also just hits Diva as well. But Master Restrict is still very good in the deck, I feel like. And then of course the one Duster New, because, you know, F your back row. And then I'll just go ahead and dust. Oh, okay, I'll go ahead and set my Solemn or set my Deep Prison or whatever it is. Then for like the extra deck, there's not really much in here that's really noticeable. I mean, he doesn't really have any tuners, and he doesn't really have a way to go ahead and steal a tuner. So a lot of this is just fluff. I mean, the only thing that's really in here is the Chimeratex and the Stardusts. And I think that's really about it. So yeah, that is the deck list. He has been doing very well with this deck anytime he shows up to the event. A lot of the times he's just out advantaged. I believe he out advantaged a Blackwings player a few times, which was very disgusting to see. And yeah, 6Ms might be one of the best decks now. I don't know. He's been topping my locals, so if he continues to do it, either it's a level of competition or the deck is actually just that cracked. So if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to go ahead and like the video. Let me down in the comments below if there's anything in here that you guys would like to change, or maybe things that he should add. And if you guys like this kind of content, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. All right, everyone, have a good one, and I will see you back here in the next one. Deuces.